This is Suraj Singh. Cubes of concrete may fail, and these fail also. I'm just narrating a case study of 1997 when I was working in Gulf on one of our sites. This is Abdullah Butti commercial building owned by Khalifa Committee, and the consultant concerned was Ardent. We were the contractors, Khalsa Contracting, just for reference, not for any bad name. Okay. Eighth slab of that building was cast on one Friday, or I remember Thursday. Anyway, site engineer did a job very well, and I think up to early morning of Friday, the concrete pour continued and completed around 2 or 3 o'clock. People left, cubes were taken, cubes were stored properly, but I remember on Friday nobody turned up on site. I think due to late working hours, they remained sleeping, and cubes were taken out of the cubes only on Saturday morning. Thursday it was cast, Friday curing was not carried out, and I think in the late hours they took out the cubes on Saturday, which resulted in delayed curing of the cubes. And the same thing happened for the slab. Nobody cared for the immediate curing as well as for the first and second day curing. Cubes were tested on the 7th day in the lab, and we got the copy of the result, which indicated lower strength than required. We discussed with the consultant. He said, no, you have to wait for 28 days so that final result comes in. And what happened? On the 28th day, the same thing happened, repeated. Against 40 Newton requirement of the concrete, we got only 16 Newton, and average was a little more. The consultant engineer straight away issued an order to dismantle the slab, giving certain safety measures. But we as contractors could not accept that due to various reasons. While on 7th day result, he had said that stop the work so that measures can be taken, remedial measures. We didn't accept to him. We continued the work on our risk. Now, we got the demolition order, but we didn't comply with that. We went to the lab, of course with the consultant. We took out the cube, we drilled out the core samples and tested. Unfortunate were we that cores failed. Consultant confirmed this order of demolition. Well, we tried our best to convince him for another test. He didn't accept. We carried out the test ourselves, and before that, what we did, based on the advice by the material engineer of the ready-mix supplier, we cured post 28 days, and that curing was waited for 4-5 days, and we noted that the second core, which was unofficial, indicated improvement in the strength up to 28 and certainly 29, 28 newtons. We were pleased. What we did, we asked the consultant to allow another test. He didn't agree. Then we had disputed. We wrote many letters to consultant, and we wrote many letters to the municipality. And ready-mix supplier said no, his concrete is okay, curing was defective, while we claimed that equipment was defective. Well, a major meeting, and we requested the chief engineer, municipal engineer, to conduct either load test or core test. He accepted our bills, and he said, okay, conduct either load test or core test. I was not sure about the core test, being the chief engineer of that site. I decided to conduct load test. We conducted a load test of that slab and the results were excellent. Laboratory was surprised. They said, no, this is very good slab. The report was given to the municipal engineer who said, okay, he's happy with the test, while consultant, rigid attitude did not make us happy, and he said, no, you have to do it. Where is it blue and white? Let municipal engineer write in blue and white that slab is acceptable. When we met the municipal engineer, he said, no, he had no authority as such. Another meeting was called in, and by the principal engineer of the municipality, it was given as a warning to the consultant, either you accept another test or you quit the job. Well, in that conference, that engineer and architect had to agree with another proposal of core test, and we conducted the core test on the recommendation of the municipal engineer and consultants, the name of the additional laboratory, so that we could not mix up with the laboratory. Another test was conducted, complying all BS codes, complying all specifications, complying all sizes of the core, all ratios of the length and dia. We tested the cores as well as we tested the sulfur capping compound both, so that there should be left no room of any suspicion. Well, see the results. All the cores and the average complied and were approved on the test under the specification of ACI 318. Average of the results was 39 newtons, while some cores were above 40, while some were below 40, say within the range of 38, 39. Results complied with the guidelines of the 318, where average should be 40 and anyone can be within 85% limit of characteristic strength. These reports show that even post-hardening after 28 days, curing can work, in addition to equipment calibration problem. The same consultant issued a letter stating that consultant was not sure about the durability of the concrete, but now since all the results have come up and the constituents of the concrete state clearly that concrete was okay, and he issued another letter stating that they accept the slab, of course with certain instructions to fill up all the cores with non-shrinking cement concrete compound, what we did, and slab was approved. It was a big gun that was at our shoulders just because of lack of curing. Unfortunately, the concrete contains many admixtures which help even post 28 days curing, and we did. I was surprised to see the results, and we learned a lot from that research work. And slab was approved officially and is still existing there. This is my guidance to all those friends, engineers who lack care, who do not care about the curing, which is very important from engineering and testing viewpoint. Please take care. Cubes can cheat you and concrete cannot cheat you. Cubes may pass, but concrete may not pass. Take care of the curing on the side is very, very significant for everybody. Thank you very much. This is Suraj Singh.